try to be objective with all of my sports coverage, and listen, Jacy Sheldon objectively should be suspended for this play. I just don't know in what world, in what universe you watch that play back and you go, that was a basketball play. She was trying to make a basketball move, especially with all the angles of this.
The frustration is reaching a boiling point. WNBA fans and observers alike are calling for immediate action. Following Jacy Sheldon's harsh foul on Caitlin Clark, many are demanding accountability, beginning with disciplinary measures. Supporters argue the play was reckless and posed a serious risk to Clark's future in the sport. They insist it crossed a line and now urge the league to take strong steps to protect one of basketball's brightest emerging talents.
It was clearly targeting Caitlin Clark most of this game, and that is, that comes from a function of, she guarded her in one-on-one situations a lot up the court, and then rolled into a lot of doubles in the half court, but there was talking and chirping all game, and for me, it was punctuated by Caitlin Clark's final play before she came out of the game, where she stares Jacy Sheldon down, essentially demonstrates, she's like, if you poke me in my eye, I will shoot it in yours. And she crosses her, finds the favorite spot, free throw line extended from the logo area, big fuck you 3 to Jacy Sheldon, yells at the Connecticut bench, yells at the crowd. Her and Jacy Sheldon come back together. Caitlin fires up the audience, basically tells Jacy Sheldon, you are a bum.
Unacceptable. That's the growing response online as fans rally behind Caitlin Clark. The call to the WNBA is clear. Take action against Jacy Sheldon. If officiating can't prevent dangerous plays, the league must respond with real consequences. A strong fine would show such behavior won't be tolerated, especially against one of the game's top stars.
Every time Caitlin Clark takes the court, her opponents act like they've been booked for a main event brawl. The WNBA is doing nothing about it. Opponents aren't playing ball. They're strategically ambushing her. They're trying to injure her. Opponents bring chaos. She brings composure. And what Sophie did last night is completely valid. The WNBA has to do something about it.
During a defensive sequence, Jacy Sheldon appeared to poke Caitlin Clark in the Aja move that could have caused serious injury to one of the WNBA's brightest stars. What angered fans even more was Sheldon's smirk afterward. To many, this wasn't just physical, it felt personal. It didn't look like a routine play. It seemed like a targeted act. And when it involves a player who's helped spark new energy in the league, the outrage is easy to understand.
Clark and Jacy Sheldon. There is a legitimate hatred there. If you guys have heard, this Ohio State team, this 2023 Ohio State team, hated that Iowa team. And this is Jacy Sheldon, who was Caitlin Clark's direct matchup in these games. Like I tweeted out, forget Angel, forget Dejanay. This is Caitlin Clark's one true rival.
Sheldon's foul sparked instant backlash. Social media exploded with calls for punishments, some even demanding suspension. The hashtag ban, JACY, Sheldon quickly trended, showing just how upset fans were. Many saw it as more than a single play. It was the last straw in the league's ongoing failure to protect its star.
Funny thing about the whole Caitlin and Jacy situation last night is it's like on a if you know thing. These two have been running a friendly fade on the court for like the last 4 years. They played in college, had great battles, so I'm not surprised last night happened.
Even major media voices are weighing in. On The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon urged, "What is going on in the WNBA? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs." Barstool's Dave Portnoy went further, blasting Clark's critics as jealous loser punks. When comedians, sports figures, and media personalities all call out the league, it signals something bigger. This isn't just a sports debate anymore. It's a growing crisis, and the WNBA's lack of action is under a national spotlight.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
To understand the outrage, you have to recognize Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA. The numbers say it all. During her rookie season, she was responsible for 26.5% of the league's economic activity. According to Dr. Ryan Brewer of Indiana University Columbus Hall, while making just $76,535 for 2025, Brewer estimates her impact could approach $1 billion. With that kind of influence, letting her take constant hits isn't just dangerous, it's a costly mistake. The league can't afford silence any longer.
Look at it from behind or from the side. It's so obvious that she straight up leapt out towards Caitlyn and got her right in the eye. And the more I try and watch it back and you try to be objective, there is no world where this was a basketball play. And yes, she was playing tough defense on Caitlyn up until that point, but she leapt forward, and it's not like it's defensible where you can say she tried to get the ball, because her hand at that point was so far away from where the ball was. It's not like Caitlyn was dribbling the ball up near her face. How she was not ejected for this, I don't know. The broadcast was talking about it, and that's why Sophie Cunningham even had the opportunity to hard foul her at the end. I don't know what you do, but the league's got to do something.
Fans were stunned by how the WNBA handled the Sheldon incident. She received only a flagrant 1 foul and a $2,000 fine, barely more than a nice dinner. Meanwhile, Marina Mabrey's foul was upgraded to a flagrant 2 with just a $400 fine. But what really upset fans was Sophie Cunningham getting hit with a flagrant 2 and an extra fine simply for defending Caitlyn Clark. Too many. The message felt backward. Harm Clark, get a light penalty, defend her, and pay more. Now fans are pushing back, petitions are gaining traction, and voices online are demanding stricter consequences, calling for fines in the tens of thousands. Some even suggest sending part of that money to Clark as compensation for the hits she's taken. The message is clear. The current fine system is failing, and unless it's fixed soon, tensions may only arise further.
How he'd stop the fighting, he thought they meant the WNBA. What is going on? Protect Caitlyn Clark at all costs, please. Enough of this. Please.
It's been a tense 12 hours since the game, and debate is only intensifying, especially in the media. Some takes, like ESPN's Monica McNutt defending Marina Mabrey's foul, have left fans puzzled after watching the replay. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham's foul has drawn heavy criticism, despite happening within the flow of play. The real issue: not all fouls are equal. Mabrey's was off-ball and unnecessary, while Sophie's was part of the action. Context matters. Intent, timing, and game situation should all be considered. Many fans now feel the harsh judgment toward Sophie is unfair, especially when others seem to avoid accountability altogether.
Listen, bring Caitlyn Clark to the NBA right now, because the refs ain't gonna protect her. She only got one teammate, and that's her, who gonna do something about it. Like, yo, yesterday, that's malice in the palace activity. Call for it. That y'all should have been throwing hands all over the place. How do you get poked in the eye, then get thrown to the ground, and then you receive a technical foul? And don't none of your teammates want to step up, fight, squabble, none of that. They just looking like, yo, it's been, we know that y'all been targeting Caitlyn Clark now. Now, I'm even watching, I'm like, hold on, what? Like, how are y'all letting this up? How are y'all not protecting this girl? Now, she clearly is a superstar, right? But there's plenty superstars in the WNBA, and don't none of them get treated the way Caitlyn Clark get treated. Now, y'all gonna mess up and ruin the whole numbers, your ratings, your sponsors, all that, if y'all don't have Caitlyn Clark in y'all's league. So y'all better start acting right. I'm telling you.
The conversation has gone beyond fines. Many fans now believe Caitlyn Clark deserves direct compensation for the constant targeting she endures. And frankly, it makes sense. Clark isn't just a star, she's transformed the WNBA. Experts like Dr. Ryan Brewer estimate her economic impact this season alone could near $1 billion. Yet her salary remains just $78,000. That kind of imbalance would raise red flags in any business. What's worse is how often she's targeted with flagrant off-ball fouls and how little the league does in response. That's why fans are floating new ideas, like a protection bonus, where part of a fine goes directly to her, or a leg run fund recognizing the unique risks she faces. It might sound bold, but so is the situation. Clark drives attendance, viewership, and revenue. If the league can't fully protect her, then fairly compensating her for the role she plays is more than justified. She's not just playing, she's elevating the entire brand.
This has been a very contentious 12 hours since the game. A lot of people on ESPN saying ridiculous things, like Monica McNutt saying she had no problem with Marina Mabrey's foul. And I look at that in comparison to the Sophie Cunningham foul, which I have seen people say has no place in the league, unsportsmanlike, when that actually is a lot more sportsmanlike than the Marina Mabrey one. Marina Mabrey was completely disconnected from the play, had nothing to do with it. There was no play even going on when Marina Mabrey did that.